most important thing today, lads, the most important thing today is when you fucking walk off that pitch, to look in the mirror and say, I fucking put everything, every fucking last ounce of energy, every fucking drop of blood on the fucking line today. That's all you can fucking do. But you've got to fucking make it happen. It will not happen because you think about it. You've got to fucking act in it. We fucking take the game to them from the very off. You fucking set down a marker. You don't take a fucking step back. It's not a fucking option here. Now get it through your head. We go after these guys like there's no fucking tomorrow. Let's go.
I have a great belief and a great confidence in the Irish sports supporter. When I came to Croke Park that particular Saturday, I felt people would do the right thing. People would show respect for the anthems. People would respect the occasion. And people would embrace what was going to be a phenomenal sporting occasion.
Oh yeah, it was one of the most emotional games I've ever been involved. It was
strange with the, there was like little gaps, like when the president was taking her seat, there was like sort of a slightly longer gap than there normally would be, and then the crowd started to ripple into life again.
A respectful silence almost around Croke Park in anticipation.
It was, one of the best days of my career, without a doubt. I'll never forget it. There was huge emotion, there was intensity, there was passion, there was everything there. It was incredible.
It was incredible. I mean, just the build-up in the changing room, running on the field, and it was just the whole thing kept building and building and building to the point where, people were crying during the English national anthem, which was incredible.
hairs on the back of everyone's necks were standing up. You could feel your heart was nearly pounding out through your jersey.
It was a rendition that I'll never forget, you know, it was just belted out.
Well, anybody who was there will never forget it. It was quite extraordinary. It was almost as momentous as the match, but it was the perfect pre-match pageant and preamble to what was to follow, and an integral part of it. It was part of the reason Ireland played so well.
And when the anthem's finished, it's just dawned on me then that we had a game to play. And if you look at Brian O'Driscoll talking to the team after the anthems, he's smiling, because he can feel the energy, and he's telling the guys, this is where you want to be, this is what we want to do, this is what we're about. I generally be very cautious about games. I just got that feeling that day that there was no way out of here. There was no way we're walking off the field losing to England.
He's got it, and England make the perfect start.
First up, rugby is a fight. It's just a physical fight. It's like a boxing match. If a team or a player is not up for the physical fight, he ain't going to play. And that's what's so good about the Irish performance, the physical intensity from the start.
It was something again that we'd said after the French game, was that if we can go through this game and sort of win all the collisions and sort of basically beat your man, that, you know, you're going to win the game.
Easterby into the England 22, terrific run. And again Easterby put to ground. Ireland almost there. Stringer can see it, they can dig it out. Offside, advantage to Ireland. England down to 14.
You just feel you've let people down. The determination was there to put things right, to rectify the faults of the French game.
Ireland go to the maul. It's 5 metres away to the English line. Advantage being played to Ireland. Inches away now. Control required. Stringer has. He's going to try and go on his own. Offloaded. is there. It must be. It has to be. It is. Dempsey's done it again against England.
But that's the confidence this side has, playing with each other, being together for so long.
Whatever the secret ingredients were to that performance, the fear of failure, the sight of all white jerseys, all of it, if they could just bottle it and have a swig from it before every game, they would win the World Cup probably.
Short. Stringer for Wallace, one of the great ball carriers, he's there.
Essai pour les Verts, essai pour les Verts.
Okay, try given.
We were giving as good as we got, if not better. I think that always helps when you're on top in the physical standings.
Let's be here. Be honest with each other. We've been good. Sure, we've been good. I'll give you that. But we could be fucking great.
It's just fucking great energy. Stick with that energy.
Don't underestimate how hard we're working for each other. It's fucking great, lads.
Stick with that energy. With or without the football. With or without the football. Keep working for each other. Keep the talk up. Keep the line speed up when they fucking move it.
There's no one here who's fucking tired. I feel like I haven't fucking played yet. You know what I mean? There's fucking so much more in us. We should be talking about putting up a fucking score here, not their purple patch. We should be going bananas now for 40 minutes.
Ellis sort of shovels it on to Andy Farrell, and now England go wide. They have numbers if they can release. Lucy to the new man, Strettle. Strettle, did he get there? There may well have been a foot in touch. The television match official will be the one who will decide it. Try given.
England were in this game with something to play for too, you know. I mean, they were coming in at the back of 2 wins, and you know they were on for a Grand Slam themselves, and you know they weren't going to give up.
I think England started to believe a bit there that they might now have a chance of coming back into the game. I wouldn't say I was worried, but I was just wanting to see what the reaction would be.
Agreed. Penalty Ireland.
The one-trick pony. We must be the 100-trick pony. We've so many ways of scoring.
Brian O'Driscoll, who took the ball. Now it's Leamy off the back of the Irish scrum.
And this is the moment of the championship.
3 metres short, presented for Stringer.
We were aware that Johnny obviously defends quite narrow. I think Brian and Darth were expecting the ball.
We don't use it that often in games. It's something that we practice a bit in training.
I think it was fitting for Croke Park that we threw one of these in, you know, you have to.
O'Gara, crossfield kick.
The most important thing there is to put the kick in the right area.
Shane Horgan's in position.
And I knew once the ball was there, try time, you know.
Oh, yeah! What a try!
Even there, you know, it brings a smile to my face, makes me happy, you know, because you're there with the back line, you know, you're there playing with all your friends, and you're in Croke Park and scoring tries, and it's bizarre that it's a try in Croke Park, but it's, you know, it's what you wanted to do. When you wanted to get scores in Croke Park when you're growing up, you know.
It's been a lost cause for most of this game. Here's England again, giving it away, and this is the icing on the cake. Isaac Boss under the post.
His mullet there trailing in the wind.
He gave himself a clap as well. Well done.
A perfect day for Irish rugby is rounded off.
In Ireland's history, Ireland have never really done this. Put what I would call one of the big 5 teams to the sword.
We were that many points better than England on the day. We were 30 points better than them. I was very, very proud of the team. I was very proud to be Irish. I was very proud of Croke Park. So I was very proud to be an Irishman.
This was a moment of history, and I really don't think that's overstating the case. It really did project Ireland in a great light.
And I think when you're in the middle of it, it means a lot to you, and you don't quite understand until afterwards what it means to everybody else. And it's only that night and the following day, for me, and I think most of the players and the staff, we realised how really important it was.
Hello? Yeah.
Again, conscious that if they go to the tail, they might attack the front, the hooker.
Well, I think in fairness to Scotland, they've They've had a bit of an up and down. Sinclair is very effective in defence. They probably, I mean, it was something that we were conscious about in the England match. We started well and we kept the tempo of the game up to suit ourselves. I think tomorrow is going to be the same.
People were already doing the maths for the last game before we'd even played this one, and that kind of sometimes affects the team, I think.
You know, other teams have their goals as well. You sometimes forget that.
People were expecting a big win from us, and we knew it wasn't going to be that easy.
But Ireland of the ball, Stringer, Horgan, O'Gara, big pass to Dempsey, what a shame.
The worrying thing for me was that we were actually making chances and not taking them, and that's always a bad omen in a rugby match. You've got to take your chances.
Scotland, the opportunity to strike back. Where do they love to see Lamont go? And he's still going. And here's Patterson. Patterson's away. Brought down by Hickey. The Scots in the stands on their feet, but Scotland penalised. Well, you put that down as a wake-up call. Parks. Charged down by O'Gara. O'Gara. Support on wide. It's Gordon Darcy. It's here. O'Gara's under the post. Ireland have scored.
We've got to adjust things a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. All you do is keep our patience, all right? That's the first thing. Don't force the offloads a bit. We've made mistakes when we've had chances. Can we pick it up a notch here? Can we pick it up a fucking notch? Can we pick it up 2 notches even? Let's fucking go here.
And the cheers tell the story.
You know, Murray Megstead, the New Zealand commentator, often uses the phrase, the ebb and flow of psychic energy. People think he's nuts, but I actually think he's got a point. And it's funny how games do ebb and flow.
This will put it out to 5 points.
We're still then to go behind with 10 minutes to go, and you know the whole championship could have come off the rails there. But to be fair to the boys, you know, they kept their heads, kept their composure, took Scotland through phases, and we knew if we did, 1 or 2 things would happen. We'd get a line break and hopefully score, or to give up a penalty.
The top scorer of the championship adds 3 more.
Sometimes in this championship, you know, not every day is going to go exactly to plan, and sometimes you're not playing as well as you could play. And the most important is not to lose on that day, is to get the win, dig out the win, playing ugly or playing badly.
Well, back in front, Ireland go 19-18.
When questions were asked of them in the dying minutes, when they needed to dig deep and work the territory and force the penalties, they did just that. And that is the sign of a good team too, that can win when it's not playing well.
Stringer. O'Gara. Oh, he was caught high there too.
Unfortunately, there was another incident as well at the end of the game where Ron O'Gara was unconscious at the end of a ruck, and the players were very concerned about him.
Yeah, it was late in the game. Obviously, there was a half gap and I tied through, and Hines gets a half hitting me there and knocks me down. I'm trying to place the ball back. Then all of a sudden 3 or 4 people pile in and I tried to kick out to free myself, and I just kind of couldn't move, and I just felt myself slowly drifting off. And then the next thing about it, I kind of know the medical staff is around me, and I kind of thought I was in bed for a while, but then realised I was in Edinburgh. It's frightening enough for me, but it's nothing, you know. Obviously I have my wife and my parents in the stand there, and that's not nice for them. I'm the fella involved, so I know how it feels like, and it's not a pretty sight for a lot of people, you know. But John Hayes, in fairness to him, like straight in again, like checking for did I swallow my tongue, put me on my side and did everything, and that's invaluable, because if it was serious, these are probably seconds you're talking about that are crucial, and you know, just another sign of what a good man he is.
I think there was an incident on the ground